in the public to
Yes, sir.
see, right?
Yes, sir.
Having put that into the record, the public hearing is hereby open, and Mayor MacDougall, you are recognized, sir, and welcome.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Members of the board, I appreciate it. I won't take my full 10 minutes. I have a couple of statements, and then I want to read a statement very quickly. My name is Ed MacDougall, 10720 Caribbean Boulevard. That is the address of our town hall. I represent the residents of Cutler Bay, and that's my primary reason for being here. But my statement is that I remember when the turnpike first opened, and there was 1 10-cent toll, and that was it. Well, of course, obviously now there are tolls, and we're replete with them. And all of my cars have the little buck pass, and I'm constantly taking money from my credit card. My problem is that we in South Dade, as all of you know, have a very large population of people who get in their cars every day, and they've been doing it for years, and they come north. I've served on a transportation committee. Some of you in this room see our transportation committee with the Chamber of Commerce that we've been working on for a number of years now, at least 3 years. And we meet about once a month and we discuss the transportation problems in South Dade. We haven't gotten very far, and all we hear is that we can't afford any kind of mass transit. There's not going to be, and I understand heavy rail. I understand the expense of heavy rail. We'll have no light rail. They're trying to come up, MDX is trying to come up with some solution for us. But all I hear is more tolls. That means more concrete. That means more cars. It's a continual basis where it's just more concrete, more cars, more tolls. I think that we're going down that road, continuing the same thing we've always done without addressing some sort of mass transportation. Because South Dade pours a lot of traffic. My citizens have to travel down these roads, and now they're spending more money. It's always another half penny here, half penny there, a little bit more toll. They're just running out of money to put in these projects. I'll leave it with the only way I can describe it is toll creep with no solution in hand, because we're just going to continue doing this. And when the next board is sitting here 20 years from now, or the next board will be before then, it'll be the same solutions. It'll be more tolls, more concrete, more roads. And I just came from up in the state of New York. I was on a trip up there, and I don't want to be the New Jersey Turnpike. It's unbelievable. The roads are terrible, and the tolls are through the roof. So I think that's where we're going. So if I might, Mr. Chair, I'll read this quick letter. Try to keep to your timetable. This is an open letter to the board. I've been following the issue of raising the tolls on State Road 112 and State Road 836, and I have yet to meet a citizen in my city of 34,000 who supports this idea. It's actually 43,000. We're just about 3,000 short of Coral Gables. The most troubling issue that I have today is the manner in which this decision is being made. Today, the members of the MDX board will be raising the costs for families who visit their loved ones to go to work. This amounts to a tax on the drivers of Miami-Dade County, and I do not support taxation without elected representation. The members of the MDX board were appointed and not elected. As the elected mayor of my city, I am responsible for my actions, and I can be held accountable by the voters. The MDX board has no such oversight by the voters, and they are making decisions that will affect hundreds of thousands of members of our communities. If State Road 112 and State Road 836 need hundreds of millions of dollars for improvements then the decision should be made by the voters of Miami-Dade County and not by an appointed board with no public oversight. I'm not arguing that the underlying assumption that the roads need improvements. I am simply asking that if the board feels so strongly that they need these additional revenues, then they should find a way for the citizens of Miami-Dade County to vote on that issue. It is very unfair that this major change in the current rate structure is being voted on today by the board without the 1 million voters of Miami-Dade County also having a say. It is my sincere hope that today the MDX board delays the vote to raise the tolls on the citizens of Miami-Dade County. If the vote were delayed, I would work with the other mayors of our county and elected officials in County Hall to find a way to have this question put to a referendum. If the MDX board does not delay this important vote, excuse me, and they have in fact vote to raise the toll rates, I will fight to have this vote repealed and have the MDX board be held accountable for their actions today. I want to just say to you that I didn't go through any numbers here. We've heard them all. Xavier Suarez was very articulate in his letter to the Herald, and he went through the numbers. I will leave you with a thought that these numbers have grown exponentially. In the time I've watched them, and I'm certainly not a young guy, because I remember when they laid the first brick, and I see a couple of gray hairs in here, so you do too. It's just grown, and the budgets have become larger and larger and larger. And at some point, we have to bring some sanity to Miami-Dade County. The tourists who come here, or like the tourist myself, I will never travel the Jersey Turnpike again. I turned to my wife and I said, we will never come here again, ever. I can promise you. We were in a motorhome that cost us $75 just to get through up the upper part of New York into the New Jersey Turnpike. We have to come to a conclusion that we have an environment to look at, we have the Everglades to look at, we have wetlands to take care of, and we have responsibility to make sure that our citizens can travel with mass transit without pouring more concrete and adding more taxes. Mr. Chair, I thank you for the time that you gave me. Thank you very much.
The next speaker will be?
The next speaker is Gustavo Cruz. He's the staff person from Commissioner Zapata's office, District 11. You have 3 minutes.
Good afternoon, Mr. Chairman, members of the board. I'm here today on behalf of County Commissioner Juan Zapata. I would like to express some of the Commissioner's thoughts with regards to the toll issue, as well as the MDX priorities. Commissioner Zapata does not support the implementing of new tolls on existing roads like State Road 836. This proposed increase in tolls does not take into account the economic reality in our community. While I do believe in holding the line on growth, the bulk of the toll monies generated in our county are raised from residents who live west of the Turnpike and commute on 836 every day. And yet this money is invested in areas east of the Palmetto, which is not fair to the people who pay for the current system. Extension of 836 should be an MDX top priority, but done in a responsible way. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Cruz. The next speaker?
I'm going to call the next 3 speakers.